Haya. Mr. President, Deputy President, honorable members of Parliament, hamjambo. Hamjambo tena. Hey, I think I see almost a full house. Senators and members of the National Assembly. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here this morning to see you. I want to say that I'm charged, but I'm not scared. You know, I've been a member of Parliament for this constituency for 20 years. And I used to meet with members of Parliament. I was our Prime Minister. And every Wednesday was a Prime Minister's question time in Parliament. I used to be harassed a lot by members of Parliament. And that's why I'm not scared. But let me begin to say that none of us thought a day would come when protagonists just a year ago would get together to chart a joint way forward for this country. How did we find ourselves together, and why are we here today? One, in life of a nation, there comes a time when danger knocks on the door. It happened in the U.S. during the Civil War that threatened to dismember the USA as we know it today. There's a region today referred to as former Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia existed as a country between 1918 and 1992. Then it fell apart into several countries, including Croatia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia, Bosnia, and Macedonia. The former president of Yugoslavia, the late General Joseph Broz Tito, used to say jokingly that I am the glue that is holding this fragile nation called Yugoslavia together. And if I depart, it may disintegrate in several small nations. And true to his prophecy, that's happened today. There's no Yugoslavia. Closer to home here next door is Somalia. In 1991, we were here when Siad Barre was forced to run out into exile where he died. Look at Somalia today. So there are several examples that exist around the world. As leaders, we are supposed to scan the horizon, spot the danger, and act to subvert that danger. In 2024, that last year, we understood that the dark clouds that were gathering over Kenya could have been exciting, but they could also mark the end of Kenya. We decided that it is better to have an imperfect country that is struggling to mend its ways than to have a collapsed one. We came together to create an environment in which we can discuss our issues and differences as people of one nation. As you know, and as you know here, there are countries that cannot discuss their issues at home. In my life, I've attended many meetings in London, Paris, Istanbul, Washington, name it, where African leaders are ferried to foreign capitals from their own collapsing countries to discuss issues they cannot discuss at home. We go together to spare Kenyan that shame. Our object was and remains one, as one U.S. Senator called it, our country, our whole country, and nothing but our country. Having stabilized the nation, how have we performed in the intervening periods? How do we do better? How do we move forward in a way that respects the people of Kenya and that shows that we are alive to the circumstances that triggered our coming together and that we are acting on them? That is our object today. And that is why we are here today. We met and decided that we needed to have, for the first time, a joint parliamentary group meeting. We could now discuss with our members of parliament. Just over 2 months ago, I had an opportunity to discuss in this very same place here with the members of the executive. They came here and actually came with the blueprint of the performance, what they had done up to that time, and what they were intended to continue doing going forward. And I was very candid with them in my discussions with them. And I told them where I thought they were not doing right and what I thought they should be doing rightly. So as always, I'm always very candid indeed. Today, I'm meeting the members of the legislature. As you know, we have got 3 very important institutions: the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. And I'm hoping that in not very far away from today, I will have opportunity to talk to the judiciary as well. So I'm going to be very candid with you people. To talk to you as a former member of parliament. Yes, the leader, Gimani Chungwa, referred to the Constitution and told me the issues like NGF and and Senate oversight in the counties is in the Constitution. I want him to cite to me the section of that Constitution that he's referring to. Because as you know, I was very involved with the Constitution, making Constitution of this country. And at another time, I would want to bring Professor Yashpal Gai, who was the leader of that Constitution making. And we went through very many issues. We had committees in the Bomas of Kenya dealing with various segments of that Constitution. The executive was one. Legislature is another one. Judiciary is another one. Devolution, other committee. And devolution was very contentious because we had very many people who did not want the devolution because of what had happened at independence. As you know, we started with the devolved system government, Majimbo. The foundation of Majimbo was actually contentious because it was ethnic-based. The colonialists and the settlers had actually instilled fear in the people that the bigger communities, the bigger tribes at that time, the Luos and the Kikuyus, will lord it over the smaller tribes. And the smaller tribes need to safeguard themselves by creating regions and powers so that they can be able to be protected. That was the basis of Majimbo. And it was a very lengthy discussion at Lancaster House. So KANU accepted Majimbo in London, but with the understanding that they would change it after the independence. So after independence, KANU actually started to frustrate Majimbo by not remitting funds to the regional governments. I want to refer you to the Hansard in the Bunge. There's a motion that was moved by the then leader of opposition at that time, the late Ronald Ngala, of censorship of the Prime Minister, Mr. Jomo Kenyatta, because he had refused to release funds to the regional governments. You need to read that debate. Ngala moved it. It was seconded by Masini Muliro, who was the deputy leader of the opposition. And then KANU, of course, responded. First Jaramogi, Oginga Odinga, and then Tom Mboya responded to that motion. The motion was defeated, but that debate actually is very historical. And I want to refer you to it. Go and read what it said. Eventually, KANU, of course, had to fold up and dissolved, and then eventually Majimbo was also dissolved through a constitutional amendment. And then what happened was what? They created a Ministry of Local Government, which was given a lot of powers, Ministry of Local Government. So the Minister of Local Government became an executive minister, just like a Minister for Finance under that constitution at that time. Now they were county councils down there that we capped 265. But then they could not do anything without authority in writing from the Minister of Local Government. So we had all these documents when we were there at Bomas. But then we said we wanted to give more autonomy to the counties so that service delivery could be better improved. We came up with regions at Bomas of Kenya. But there are people who really opposed devolution. The chairman of devolution in Bomas was called Dr. Odhiambo Mbai. He addressed the audience at Bomas, and by the time he finished talking, everybody said that man should be the chairman of that committee, and became the chairman of the committee. And he conducted the matter so well and so effectively that he became a marked person. What did they do to him? In broad daylight, around 11 o'clock, on Ngong Road there, off Ngong Road, in his residence, they sent assassins. And in the presence of his children, they shot him and killed him. The assassins of Mumbai were arrested. Eventually, they were released. So I just want you to know that the devolution has got very many people and very powerful people in this country today. Then, after that, of course, you know that ODM is a product of constitution making. And one of the founding members of ODM is sitting here with you.